welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. We are on the countdown. The countdown begins nowish. So it is the 21st of December. So let's start by opening today's gift. This is the same for everybody, and it is a staple for today's gift. So today's gift, we have some double-sided tape. Not only do I find reaching for this for household projects, but I definitely do for diamond painting. In fact, I actually grabbed myself a new roll today for mounting some paintings. It's perfect for mounting them into a frame just so that they don't do that little slide with the weight of the diamonds, or paint gem minis, or say many other things. Or if you've run out of Christmas wrapping tape, you can even make this work. So yeah, we thought this would be a very good staple that if somebody already has it, they will at some point in the year probably get to using that roll too. So that's day 21. For today, I'm using my wooden pen from Jay's Hand Turned Pens on Etsy. I actually asked for this end to be like a normal pen. And then this is actually an everlasting tip that I have in this one because I've had this pen for a while. And I'm using this last month's, December's, two-tone tray because it's gorgeous. So I decided I'm going to use it for today's as well. So let's start with the white. As always, get this white filled in. Might see if I can scoot it up a little bit. Let's see where this zooms in, because we're over in the right in the bottom corner today. But I hope everybody's starting to get excited for Christmas. I've just got back from having my hair done. I had a pink toner put in today, just for a little bit of something different. Hubby's not sure if he likes it. He wasn't expecting it to come back with little hints of pink, but it will wash out the next time I wash my hair, and then it'll be back to normal. So yeah, I've just got back from there and I was like, right, I want to diamond paint, and I'm still, well, I've woken up. I was feeling rather sleepy before I went, but I've woken up. So let's get the WIP and Waffle ready so it's ready for going up tomorrow. But I hope everybody has had a productive day. My day's not been major productive. It's been a bit of a drag heels day up until after I finished having my hair done, and now all of a sudden I have some energy. So we'll see if that lasts once this WIP and Waffle is finished. But comments, etc. I'm currently on comments. Oh, I've got one from the 16th. Oh yeah, I am on a few from the 16th. The comment after that was actually from the 15th, but sometimes people are a bit behind on videos, and I read comments out in the order that they're left for me rather than the video that they were left on. So Bev, she says the tool pouch that they got in day 16, she says is absolutely stunning. She says she's still on day 11 of the Diamond Art Studio canvas, but she's done her big Christmas food shop today. Well, that's a sign of winning, if naught else. She says she's only got to go next Saturday for some fresh bits that didn't have the best dates on. She also needs to get a cake for her daughter's birthday, which is on Saturday too. She said, hope everyone is having a great day. Yes, I hope everyone is having some productive time. Hubby is now off work for Christmas, so that's kind of nice. A couple more days and I'll be sort of switching into Christmas mode instead. I still don't feel like it's only a few days away. But then again, I think that's been the case the past few years. I felt like it's sort of crept up on me, should we say, and all of a sudden it's Christmas Day. Susan, she says she doesn't know where her brain is lately. She says, but she watched this yesterday while finishing her little diamond painting that she loved and simply forgot to write a comment. That's fine, Susan. Life gets in the way. Things excite you and take you off track. She says she thinks the funnel is a very handy gift, which was day 15. She says she uses them everywhere. Her craft room, her kitchen and the garage. So she says you can never have too many. Off to open today's advent and begin painting. She said, see you in a little while. Love it. And then Susan has commented on day 16. She says, you seriously must be in my head, she said, with these advent gifts. She was just on Amazon last night because she needed a pouch type storage for some loose items she has. She says luckily it was late, so she just put them in her wish list to choose one today. She says, well, now I don't need to buy one. She says it's a great size too. She says she doesn't know if everyone got the same colour. She said, but she got a beautiful burgundy one. She says, so thank you for the great item and another awesome waffle. She says she'll see me tomorrow. Oh, thank you, Susan. Yes, everybody did get the same pouch. They are the same pouches that we sell with the little Add More Zest logo on it and the little diamond. It's the one in our toolkit bundles, and we sell the pink, blue, purple, green and red separately on their own as well. So we decided to do a nice burgundy one because it wouldn't be a colour that anybody had from us, because it's not a stock colour, so it's a completely different one to what is in any of our toolkit bundles, etc. And we went for the glitter heart, glitter diamond, sorry, on it, the white glitter diamond on it, to be a little bit sparkly for Christmas, a little bit different. Claire, she says the famous person with the daughter named Caris is Catherine Zeta-Jones. Yes, that's the one. I'm sure she spells Caris different as well. I think she may spell it with an E, so more Keris than Caris, because that's another thing. That's another way that people spell it to be a little bit different. Kim says her and hubby were talking today and reflecting that the holidays are so much work. She said we spend a huge amount of time to make the holidays great for the son and daughter-in-law, make cheese balls for people as gifts, bake cookies, which is only one kind this year. She said you get everything wrapped, stockings filled. She says that by the time the holiday actually gets here, she said you can't wait for it to be over. She says add in a bathroom makeover, a bathroom remodel and working full time. She says, yeah, can't wait for January. She said, hope you're starting to get in the mood for Christmas soon, Rebecca. It's coming fast. I'm getting there slowly. I say, I think I'll be better once Caris is home. I think we definitely have chilled out a bit over the last few years with Christmas. We still have an amazing day, but we focus more on the things and the memories we remember from the years before than things that we don't remember or people in our family aren't as fussed over. Definitely makes things a little bit lighter. Kira, she says, which glue dots do you use? She said she had the permanent bond and it seems too sticky. She said it doesn't release the drills. She says, help please, because she's getting so frustrated with wax never lasting. I've used a couple of different ones. So we stock in our shop, which is the one I mainly use, which is the Sticks 2 brand. This is a UK company. So it is a UK supplier. So say that is sold in our shop. The actual glue dots brand I have used as well in the past. I have their really tiny ones, and I do occasionally use those more as a little top up. So if I find I've got a pen where the glue dot has sank in quite a bit, but it just needs just a little bit more, then I sometimes use one of those. They're in my cart. I always start off with a Sticks 2 glue dot. The size is perfect for fitting in the metal pen tips. So they are always my go-to. And then the other ones, I say, are in my cart, which is great if it loses a little bit of the sticky. Or, you know, it sinks into the pen and I just need to top it up a little bit, then I'll grab those. Because it saves me getting up and changing the glue dot entirely. If you're finding though that the brand of glue dot that you have is really sticky, I do find that you sort of need to prime your glue dot a little bit when you first put it in your pen. You might hear me talking about priming a glue dot. They are extremely sticky when you first put them in. The Sticks 2 ones, say the ones I use, aren't too bad. It could be that the brand you've got is super sticky. But as with all brands of glue dots, I do find they need a little bit of priming. The Sticks 2 don't tend to need much. Some others may need a little bit more. But if you find that your glue dot in your pen is actually sticking to your diamond and pulling it off the glue on the page, then dab the glue dot. I mean, you can dab it onto clothes like jeans or something that is material that is a little bit fluffy but won't like leave you with loads of strings. So maybe not your fluffy Christmas jumper, but like a pair of jeans or a top that will shed a few little fibres and dull down the glue dot. You can dab it on your hand. It's quite handy because of the oils in your hands and things. Quite often I dab it on my face because again, oils on your face. Really depends whether you wear makeup or not. You may find that you don't want to dab it on your face if you have foundation or something on and are currently working with white diamonds. Might not work the best. With an extra sticky glue dot, you may just need to find you have to do it a few more times. But then you'll find a sweet spot and you will get away with placing loads and loads of diamonds. Then you may find it shifts a little bit in the pen when you're working on it, and you may find that all of a sudden it's sticking again. Just say dab it on your face, your hands, your clothes, and then just carry on again. And soon you'll realise that you haven't had to do it for ages and your glue dot will keep going for quite a while. So definitely try that. Kira also says, she got a new small table that can raise or lower and also tilt and turn. Ooh. She says it locks down super tight and it's so sturdy. She says it's classified as a standing desk with the side table attached. She says not only for a quarter of the price, but it fits beside the couch so that she can diamond paint comfortably now. She says she's so excited. Awesome. It's so nice when you find something that just works for how you want to sit, how you want to diamond paint, and it just ticks all the boxes that you want it to tick. She says she appreciates the video that I did about my space. She said she had asked you a question and you referred me to the playlist on your website. She says she can't thank me enough. Oh, I'm so glad it helped. I do often refer to my website for specific videos and types for questions, just because I have so many videos on YouTube now. I try to pull out the sort of more, forever advice. Is that the way to describe it? So the videos, that will give you the tips and the tricks and the comparing sizes of diamond paintings with the same image, comparing custom paintings, all those sort of more teaching videos. I don't know whether it's full on teaching, but definitely those that sort of stay relevant all the time. A de-kitting video or a kitting up video, while I love, doing them, people love watching them, there's always another one that I'm doing, another de-kitting or another kitting up. And there's a full playlist on that. But, you could pick any of them to watch if that's the type of video that you like. And I have my kitting ups, my preparations and my breakdowns have their own playlists. So if it's a matter of you like that type of video, then YouTube works wonders for that. All my Advent events have their own playlist. My WIP and Waffles are all in one playlist. So if you just want to hit play and listen to ramblings for hours, you can do. But the specific videos can kind of get lost sometimes on YouTube. So I found the website is a better way to sort of showcase them. And it takes you back to YouTube. It's just an easier way to find the video. So I'm really glad that helped you. But yeah, I still diamond paint the same way in my small space. I still have the same folding table that I use against the couch. It's actually folded up in my craft room in here at the moment. Sorry, I'm just taking my cardi off again. It's got warmer in here. Yeah, it's currently folded up in the craft room, but I still use that same table and pull that same table out to diamond paint with, and my easel, which I'm currently using for this painting, and it's a great little setup. Great little setup on the couch. Occasionally I'll leave it out from one day to the next. It's easier for me to leave it out and sort of tuck it out of the way now the shop's moved into its own space. But quite often, especially if I'm having a good old tidy up and a clean through, it's nice to be able to sort of tuck it all away until the next evening that I'm going to diamond paint. Though last night I did a little mini paint gem. I've done a kitting up video for my next one, so I've got some little paintings to do whenever I get a little bit of time to do some. Cross Stitch and Tat, she said it was her Rebecca's birthday today. Happy birthday to her. This was on the 16th. She said, when we got home from their event for today, she said her canvas and drills for Heaven and Earth Designs Mini Beautiful Light had arrived. Beautifully poured glue canvas with markings every 10 spaces and exactly the right size. She said beautiful drills as well. She says she doesn't know when she will start. She's working on one of those paintings that overrides the current WIPs. I've had that both November and December, had paintings that overrid the current WIPs. She says it is Diamond Art Club's Mandy Manzano's Child of Heaven. She said it is in memory of a baby she lost 45 years ago. I'm so sorry. I cannot imagine. She said this one brought tears to my eyes when it arrived on Thursday. She says she kitted it up and she started it right away. She said, amazing how long grief can last. I can imagine forever. Forever and ever. She says, still wishing everyone a great Christmas. And for you too. And I hope you enjoy and benefit from the process of doing that one. And I completely understand why it has overridden your current WIPs. We all get a painting that does that to us occasionally, and I think you need to go with the flow. You need to go with it because the other ones will be waiting for you, and yeah, you'll never get that same desire back necessarily to do it if you decide not to do it when your gut's telling you to. So enjoy the process. Susan says she bought her first big canvas. Woohoo! Go for it. One step at a time. She said it is Flower Market Girl by Hannah Lynn. Kathy has commented and said that she's done that one too, and it turned out stunning. So there you go. First big canvas purchased, good choice made. Kathy, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, just a suggestion. She said that has helped her to keep her sanity. I'm always up for suggestions of keeping sanity in check. She says, what little there is of it. Exactly. She says, when she is tipping diamonds out into a tray, she says she makes sure to leave a few drills in the pot. She says she doesn't empty it completely. When she goes to put the diamonds back in the pot, she's given herself a better shot at getting them back in the right one. That can be the case depending on how you store your diamonds. I keep the top off the one that I'm working with, so I only ever have the top off one set of diamonds at a time to stop me potentially tipping them into the wrong one. If I ever do pause with a colour, so for example, if I've done a load of colours and then gone to do white and then spotted that I missed one diamond of a colour I'd already done, I am known to pause and go back. I don't know if I do it on a WIP and Waffle, but I definitely do it when I'm diamond painting myself. But if I do that, I keep the pot in my hand and I tip them into the lid and I get the one that I've missed and then I put the lid straight back on. So that's the only time I ever have two lids off. But it definitely helps with some others. To be honest, most of the time for me to tip a full bottle out, it's when I have absolutely loads of that colour, a bit like the white on this one. I have loads of that colour, and because it's white, I'm often rather really good at knowing what the colour is. Not so much with everything else, but with white I do tend to know. White and black are the two that I'm very good at knowing what the colours are. One of these days I'll have a painting with both 3865 and 5200 on it, and then I'll be scuppered. Because I know those paintings do exist. I don't remember doing one. I may have done one in the past, but I don't have one that springs straight to memory. So I haven't made that mistake yet. I've just saved my memory card, but I've also just done a little switcheroo with the glue dot. I've just taken the glue dot out and put it back in again. Many of these pens I haven't used for 6 months to a year. So the glue dot needs just a little bit of tweaking to bring it back to life. It's nowhere near fully dried out, but it's not as sticky as it could have been. So I've just taken it out and put it back in again, just to give me a bit more of a chance to not have to keep tapping on the diamonds a couple of times because the glue dot's not quite picking it up, depending on the shape of it. So I'm going to start with my blue flower because it was the most bottom symbol of the lot. I do need to do my little rhinestones across the top of there as well, actually. I keep forgetting that the pattern I've tried to establish is white followed by rhinestones. But I don't think I've done very well for the past few videos on that one. Maybe it worked in the beginning, but it's not working so well now. So let's actually do those rhinestones before I end up forgetting. Though actually, I'm wondering whether I am best waiting. Because these are a little bit bigger, I'm actually thinking I might be better doing it from there out and doing it on the 24th. Actually, I'll do that. Because they are a little bit bigger. And if I start from this end, I might find that I end up scrunching up on this side, which is what I've sort of done here. So I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of rearranging on a few of them at a later date. So I'll hang on for just a little bit and I'll do it later. We'll just have a longer one on Christmas Eve while I neaten all my rhinestones up. And I checked for that letter K twice when I was doing this, and I've still ended up missing one. I think it's because it's a similar pale colour to the letter R. So I still ended up missing one. Let's try that again. Get that in the right place. Inga, she said, hi everyone. She says a couple of videos ago, she says there was a question about where the Advent comes from. Oh, I knew somebody would know the right answer. She says Christians have Advent countdown, but they count down the 4 Sundays to the birth of baby Jesus. She says in her country, Advent has evolved from this countdown. She says we make a tabletop wreath and have 4 candles. And every Sunday they light the first candle, next Sunday 2 candles, etc. She says she has very fond memories of making wreaths and with real pine cones and pine needles together with her parents. She says now she has made one a few years ago and she keeps using the same one. She says lazy, I know. Take it, it still looks good. She says as children we never had daily calendars. When we were a little older in our teens, our parents would sometimes buy the chocolate ones after Advent dirt cheap. Love it. Then did you get to have the chocolates all at once though, or did they spread them out over the next 24 days? That is the question. Right, I need to remember I have just 2 little bits of blue up the top. So let's get those out, and then I want cuckoo. Claire, she says, will there be goodie bags in next year's Advent? If you mean the 24-day Advent that I've been opening with these bags, that is how we tend to do the 24-day Advent. We tend to do them in some little bags with stickers on. If you mean those by goodie bags, then we are planning on doing a 24-day Advent next year, but it is different to the diamond painting. There's sort of 2 different things that I open up on here together. Nellie, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she's looking forward to doing her diamond painting again. She says she still has to set it up somewhere. She says, but she loves watching me diamond paint instead. Well, I'm glad I'm here to keep you company, Nellie. Nellie has just moved into a home and she's just getting settled in before she can find out whether she can find a space to still do her diamond painting. I'm sure you'll be able to get a few people involved as well, Nellie. I'm sure you'll be able to get some friends involved in the craft once they see what you're doing, because it is a very fun hobby. Let's try and move that back up again. I've got a random blue diamond. I'm not hunting down which one that is. That can go. Sparkle Dust and Diamonds says she broke her pen too. She says yesterday, she said day 15 after it rolled off the table and onto the floor. That's how I tend to do mine. It tends to be more of a roll than a full-on drop. Or, you know, I just have put it in completely the wrong place and then managed to knock it. But a roll is definitely the biggest culprit for me. She said she was so upset with herself because it was her first and only resin pen. She said it quickly became her favourite and her go-to. She says she thinks it was a Diamond Art Club pen, and she had a steel tip single placer in it. She says, silly, but feeling better to hear that she's not the only one it's happened to. She says she's still sorry about it. Yeah, so she's feeling better. She's not the only one, but she is still sad about it. I completely get it. I always seem to do it to the ones I love. I am lucky to have a few. I do appreciate that I do have more to grab, but it always seems to happen to my favourites. Probably because I'm also, you know, using my favourites a lot. But maybe I should learn that when I'm using my favourites a lot, I should take more care with them. It can vary what my favourite is, but it's often my favourite that I end up dropping. She said she's sorry too that she wasn't able to get her hands on the Advent calendar. She says she's still new to diamond painting, 5 months in. She says, but she's definitely going to try and get herself one for next year. She says she lost her mum a week ago. Ooh. She says so she may not complete her painting in time. She says, which she's fine with, obviously. Yes, you have to take a day at a time and be kind to yourself. because grief affects everybody in different ways, and there's no right or wrong way. And sometimes you just have to roll with the punches, and realise that there are, I was going to say good days and bad days, but there's not. There's bad days and there's slightly better days, is the way it tends to be. She says there's been a lot of loss in 2023, her mum being the greatest and hardest one. She says 2024 cannot come soon enough. She says she's finding now that laying down with some drills and listening to my voice, she said, is helping her get her mind off things. She says any little escape is welcomed now. She says thank you, and thank you for taking the time to read your followers' comments and responding in your WIP and Waffles. She says she doesn't know how I do it, because it's just like chatting with friends is what it is. But yeah, you definitely take care of yourself. Diamond paint when you're up for it. Say, let your mind think of other things for a bit, and just roll with those days and be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up in any way for how you're feeling, because it's perfectly normal, and it's going to take a while. And then you think, things might be getting better, and then it won't be. So just think of it as a wave machine, and you just go with the ebbs and the flows. And just take care of yourself. You need me time more than anything. Madison, she says she's just curious, is there going to be any giveaway in 2024? I haven't finished this giveaway in 2023. Yes, there more than likely will be. When that will be, no idea. Giveaways are, I say, they're not scheduled as such, they're not planned as such. It's not a strict, this is when it's going to be. It completely varies. I am, lucky in the fact that I do get quite a few paintings to showcase to you all and to unbox. Some of them I pass along with mystery bags that go up on the site randomly, that have 3 to 5 diamond paintings in for £5 plus the postage, but that is just basically to cover the costs, because we get charges for receiving payments. We actually often, postage is actually a bit less than what we actually pay. And of course it needs to get packed in something, so it's basically to cover those sort of costs. So we pass on a bargain to our customers every now and then, and we also save some that I'm not going to get round to doing. I save some of those for giveaways, and when I decide to do them is completely random. I expect there will be some, but I'm not making any firm promises that there will be. But I can promise that there is the December giveaway, which is currently active. So if you've not entered yet, then do go to our website, addmorezest.com. It is linked below. It is written in this bottom corner. Click on the tab that says giveaway. Enter the password Holly, which is all lowercase, and then follow the instructions and blob in your details. There's going to be 20 winners for December giveaway, but do note there is quite a few hundred entries. There's a lot of entries, and we'll be contacting the winners at some point between Christmas and New Year. I'm not saying which day, because frankly I don't know. I don't know when that will be, and we will update the giveaway page to show the winners. So, that if people do want to go back and check, they can, but the winners will be contacted by email from us. So do make sure to keep an eye on your junk, your junk or what your email provider thinks might be spam, because quite often our emails like to hide out in that folder for some reason. I don't think emails, I mean, sometimes they get it right, don't get me wrong. They do sometimes get it right over junk, but sometimes they get it completely wrong. I sometimes get emails from companies where some of them will come straight into my inbox, and some emails from exactly the same company, exactly the same email address, will go into my junk folder. It's like, I don't know what's making my email provider think that they're junk, but checking my junk folder is a regular occurrence for me. Daily, if not every other day. I treat it like another inbox, just because it is so much easier than missing an important email, because I've assumed, for example, that somebody's not got back to me when actually it's sat in a different folder. So I've just made that a habit of mine. Alice, she says, hey Rebecca, she says, happy festive season to you and the family. She says she has been working on her Diamond Art Studio Mystery Christmas Heaven and Earth design. Yes, so that's the cross stitch conversion from Diamond Art Studio. I said Diamond Art Studio, but my head thought Diamond Art Club. Go figure that one out. I think it's because you said mystery. Even though the Diamond Art Studio one is a mystery, I keep forgetting that because it's the cross stitch conversion. My brain does weird things sometimes. She says she's fallen behind here and there, but she is up to date as of right now. She says she's not sure if I've had a look or trying to keep it a surprise for yourself. She says, but she can't fault this diamond painting at all. She said it is her first Diamond Art Studio, and they have said in no uncertain terms they'll be doing another one. She says, guess who'll be buying it? I've not been keeping it a secret. I have, well, not from myself anyway. I have actually completed mine. I know, I've gone against the grain. I did enjoy the process. I completed it the other day. It is currently on the shelf in here in my craft room. I will be dekitting it probably in January sometime. I've got a few paintings that need to be dekitted with White Christmas. This one will need to be dekitted soon, and that one. And some others that needed dekitting before this event even started. So I've got quite a few kits that need dekitting. But yeah, I've actually completed mine and I loved it. I really enjoyed the process. It was different and it was fun. You know, it took me back to my Heaven and Earth design without being as big as my Heaven and Earth design. And yeah, it was a nice different process to sort of, especially with it being a mystery as well, because while I said my brain went somewhere else with it, it is still a mystery because, you know, the chart itself is black and white and there's no images of it before you do it. So she said, however, today's section, she said she could have kicked herself when she placed the first lot of drills. She says there was a fair few of this colour. She says, and as she's looking, she realised that she placed them in the wrong area. So she had to pick them all off and put them where they were meant to go. Ouch. She says, thankfully, though, because she is doing a big Heaven and Earth design, it doesn't take her too long to complete the square. She's sort of in the rhythm already. And she managed to finish today's and she's all ready for tomorrow. Sometimes if you make a mistake like that, you can't face like undoing it and fixing it all in the same day. So well done you for doing that. Because quite often if I make a mistake on a diamond painting, or if I did something like that, put all the wrong colour down, and it was a really big section, I would do the undoing on one day, so the taking off of all the diamonds, and then I just wouldn't bother putting them back on until another day, mainly until, you know, I've calmed myself down again and not been so frustrated with myself for doing it in the first place. So well done to you for getting both aspects of it done so that you're fully done for tomorrow. She says she hopes that I have a good Christmas. She said she is working on Christmas Day. She says, but she's had an amazing last few months, including a little holiday to Tasmania to see her family. She said it's always bittersweet coming home though. Isn't that the truth? You'll have to plan your next trip. Maybe that'll make it a bit easier. Plan your next one so that you know when you're going to get back. Cat Lady, she says she is back from Wales. Christmas presents have all been delivered. She's taken this evening as her time to catch up with things. She said her eldest is once again ill in the run-up to Christmas. Oh my goodness me. Do you like to catch the Christmas lurgy? She said, but hopefully it'll be well enough to travel on Friday. She said she's opened all her Advent goodies. She said she loves them all. She's working on the small diamond painting from day 14 of the Advent. She says she's halfway through now. She was placing some lime green on the small painting as I talked about it. She says number 907. I love the lime green. I really do. I'm surprised I haven't put it in one of our paintings because it does make me smile when it appears. I don't necessarily want it all over the painting, but it does make me smile when it does appear. Right, I have some diamonds that are clumped together. That one is like two stuck together next to each other. But the rest of these are diamonds that are just touched together. I know from working on them before, they are ones that where did I put my little pot? I know it was here somewhere. Where have I put my little pot? Now I've lost my jar. Have I gone and put it in? Oh no, I put it in day 16. Oopsie. He's here. I thought I'd kept everything from the Advent here in case I wanted it for anything. So I have just tipped my clumped together diamonds in here with my nut. So I'll give it a little shake. Might need a little bit more. I'm actually not sure how much of a shake it needs. I know it needs it, and I know I've done it before and it worked. No, that's got them all. I can see why people put a little bit of a dryer sheet in with it. Like they're not hugely static, but they are a little bit. Because of course I've just put plastic in plastic and shaken it to pieces. But my diamonds are now split up apart from one set. And actually, when I try to push down on those ones, they are really stuck together. So I've just used my fingernails to pull those apart. But all the others have split themselves up. But a piece of dryer sheet does seem like a good idea, especially if you're using it on resin drills. They seem to be worse for static than others are. But I'm happy that that all worked for me on these diamonds, especially on camera, because I don't edit stuff out, even when I make mistakes and drop things all over the place. I don't edit things out. Keep all that tut in. Sarah says happy day 17. Thank you. Kerry says she is going to put the Just Breathe picture on January. So it will mean just breathe after all the Christmas stuff. Yes, we'll all take a nice deep breath when 2024 starts. She says, or just breathe because we've got another year. Love it. You can definitely see it in two different ways, that's for sure. Right, I'm just getting all my diamonds that are the right way. There is a little bit of static with a couple of these, and I can tell because they won't turn over without me nudging them. Not with a gentle shake anyway. So there is definitely, but it's all good because pretty much all those drills I've used, bar two. Two can go back into the pot for another day. And I could just tip all of those into the little jar and get them all sort of done at the same time. That's another option if you come across a colour that seems to be a little bit clumpy. Then depending on how many diamonds you've got. But I had probably a bit less than this in my tray when I popped them in that little jar then, and you could hardly tell they were in there. It's amazing how much of a little amount of space. That sounds like it doesn't sound right, but I'm guessing you get what I mean. How much of a little amount of space diamonds actually take, because of how tiny they really are. I think we're so used to tipping so many into our tray, or X amount into our tray, and of course them all lining up, so therefore they look more than they actually are. But when you tip them into something where they're all clumped together, there's actually a lot less than what you think. Plus we got them onto the paper really quick. Rebel Jedi says, hi Rebecca, it's me Eliza again. Hi Eliza. She says, we have officially picked our wedding date. Woohoo! She says they have picked September the 26th of 2026. Currently working on a Garfield's Christmas by Diamond Art Club for her mum. She says she's been working on it each day while watching your Advent videos. She's almost halfway done. Awesome. She says, love your videos as always. Well, I am glad you're enjoying them and getting that bit of me time. And congratulations on setting your wedding date, and indeed the future wedding. Exciting times. Debbie says, hi Rebecca. She says, Ever Moment painting is complete. Loving these completions. She's now kitting up a Heaven and Earth design. She started this diamond painting back in 2021, but didn't continue because the canvas she had was awful. She said the 10 by 10 grid was too big, so there was huge gaps. They complained to the vendor and they did replace the canvas. So now she's starting again using the stickers made by us a couple of years ago. Well, I am glad they are still in use. See? That purchase made way back when was worth it. Jeanette says, hi Rebecca. She says she's glad that I am feeling better. Regarding day 3, which was the pickup pen. Oh, so she's glad I'm feeling better. And then in relation to day 3, the pick-up pen. Sorry, sometimes I do end up reading these wrong because I'm reading it while also trying to diamond paint. She says she kept opening the wrong side of it. I do it all the time. So she decided to put an AMZ sticker on the end. She says, game changer. She says, thank you for everything that you do. That is a mighty fine idea, and I have no idea why I have not thought about that before. Because I automatically go to put the pick-up pen down in a particular direction when I put the top back on. But I never remember that when I go to take the top off again. So for some reason, I have got in the habit of putting the top on the pick-up pen and putting it down, but I always pick it up and take the other side off. So putting a sticker on it is perfect. I always go that way, always. But the thing is, I use it this way. I put the top on, but for some reason, I must twist it when I put it down. And I twist it round and end up putting it on the wrong way. So, where are my heart stickers? Let's go for the pink one. So, I could put one right on the end. Let me just check I'm on the right end. I am. But I'm going to pop it this way around. See? Another use for the stickers. And I could put a second one further round in case I put it on the table wrong. But we'll see how we go with one. I like that idea. Thank you, Jeanette. See? Should just, you know, think about these things, especially when they're all together and they've all come out the advent. Should just try pairing up some more things together with each other and making it work properly. Right, to get this wide on, and then I still have all my yellow to do. I feel like there's been a lot of colours in this one. I don't know if it's just me. I know my canvas keeps sliding about, so apologies for that one. Liz, she says she got the numbers modelled when sorting out and shuffling her cover papers. She said so she has completed typewriter picture the other day, so she did the rest of her Just Breathe today. She said she even managed to finish today before the video. Go you. I have just put down on the O instead of the W. That's because I did think about doing the O first because it's darker and then change my mind. And obviously my hand putting down the diamonds hadn't caught up yet. Mysterious Day, she says, hey Rebecca. She says she's just got done watching the video. She said as she split it up into 2 sessions, she decided to work on day 6 of the Diamond Art Studio Advent Calendar. She says she's not done with day 4 or day 5. She says, but she felt like jumping ahead just because. Just because is a very valid excuse, in my opinion. When it harms no one else, just because is a perfect reason. She says, so far it's fun to guess the images. She says she's come to splitting it up into a 10 by 10 cell. 10 by 10 cell sections and working on 1 row. So it's a little bit easier to do mentally. She says she even marks down the canvas and on the guide to help track where she is. She says, do you have any good pen recommendations? She says she's used the Pilot G2 pens and Sharpie pens, but both seem to lose their ink after she marks on the poured glue. I tend to use, so for my poured glue, when I had to mark up my massive Heaven and Earth design canvas, this is what I used. So it's the Edding 8404 Aerospace marker in the 0.75. Occasionally I did have to just turn the pen round a little bit, just sort of, you know, change the angle, but I found it will mark on poured glue just fine, and that was what I used to draw all my big long lines on my Heaven and Earth design when I gridded it all up, my big one. So yeah, try that one. It's a very good permanent marker that's worked on poured glue for me. Darcy said she found the clips on Temu. I've not really used Temu, but yeah, towel clips, you can find them multiple different places, just by having a quick Google. Bev says she is on day 12 of her Diamond Art Studio. She says she finished day 11 in 3 hours and 5 minutes. She said her quickest time yet. She's cross-stitched for 30 years on and off. She said so she was basically doing it as she would a cross-stitch, and she was working from the top to the bottom. So she was also doing it in 10 by 10 squares, she said, but she felt like she was forever changing colours. And she realised that when she cross stitches, she sections off a wider area. So now she's starting from the bottom in 10 square rows. She says she hopes this helps. She says, fantastic advent today. The light up pens are something she's looked at, but she didn't think she'd ever buy one. She said she hopes everyone is having a lovely day, and she'll see us in the next one. I am glad you like it. It's worth a try. They're nice little pens, to be fair, and even if you don't want the light up part of it, if you need a lighter pen, you know, like if you're diamond painting for quite a while, sometimes it can be nice to have a few different pens out of a few different weights, because even though you're sort of doing the same actions and things, it can actually change a bit, like the muscles that you're using in your hand. It can vary things up a little bit if you've got a different weight in your hand, or even a different shape of a pen. Your fingers tend to grip in a different place. So if you're having a diamond painting session, as I like to call them, then a couple of different pens can be handy to just vary your grip on things, and how you're holding the pens, and mixing up lighter weight ones and heavier weight ones can also be worth doing. It's not something that you'd notice hugely, but maybe on some pens, especially if they're particularly heavy, you know, you may find over the course of quite a period of time that, you know, the weight of the pen or the way you're gripping it can affect your hands a little bit. So it's always good to mix things up, and it's a good excuse to have more pens. Cheryl, she says, thank you, Rebecca, for the helpful tip on how to search for the clips. She says she found them straight away. Perfect. Perfect, as they say. Jamie, she says, today is the 17th, and she said, oh my goodness. She said she just got the last batch of cookies out of the oven. It's making me hungry. She says she hasn't really been able to do any shopping. She said so it's going to be a scramble to get some things wrapped when she gets them purchased this week. She says, financial troubles are no fun. She says, thank you for the me time. Financial troubles are definitely no fun, though it is a time to get creative often. It's amazing how a sort of goodie bag hamper of lots of different small, cheaper bits, but exciting bits, you know, mainly foodstuffs, but things like that, how they can often seem a lot more than what they are. Kira, she's edited the beginning of her comment to say sorry it got long. So let's get ready. She says she paused the video. She says, as your intro was coming on, she says, after having a giggle. She said 2 things. She says, first, she cannot even believe that she's on day 17. She says she's watched every day on the day without fail. She says she can't remember to take her meds, but she won't forget a WIP and Waffle. Love it. Now you need to take your meds when you're watching the WIP and Waffle. She says thank you. She says this has been so much fun, and she says she doesn't even have any of this. She says but she'll definitely be purchasing and participating next year. Second thing, she said she started laughing as soon as she started playing my video. She said she hit the like button. She didn't even realise that she did it until she noticed just now. Love it. You can keep that one up, Kira. She said, in addition to her previous day's comment, she says she wants to thank everyone and their comments. She says this whole experience has saved me this year. She said she had commented earlier about how difficult it is to get in the Christmas spirit, and her daughter was the only one she was going to be seeing this year. She said as her son and grandson moved 11 hours away this summer, so she won't be seeing them. She said her husband is a non-practicing Jew, so he doesn't do Christmas, and his parents celebrate Hanukkah, are on the other side of the country. She said having everyone's stories and life and just whatever is going on. Diamond painting and not to listen to. She said has been so much fun and therapeutic for me. She says she doesn't spend a lot of time with lots of different people these days. She says good thing her hubby Jeremy is so entertaining. She said so it's nice to get to know you all, hear about your ups and downs, and it makes for the most fantastic waffle. Oh, thank you so much, Kira, and I'm glad we have helped you in one way. That's what we're here for, a waffle, a friend, a chat, and you can either switch off from Christmas or switch on to Christmas, whatever it may be, whatever, you take from the comments, you take the little bits that help you, because we're all just having a natter and seeing what the day will bring. But day 21 is done, so do join me tomorrow for day 22. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all tomorrow.